Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today I'm going to give you another great workout you can do in your home with minimal equipment. We're actually just using a couple different bands today. So we're going to start off with a one-arm row with some tubing. So if you can get one set up that's about chest height, you can use a band or you can use a tube with a handle. Anything like that will work. Or if you have a machine that you can set up one handle with, that's another great way to do it. Make sure you come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So, grab a friend and go for a walk, or your dog, do a 5 to 10 minute warm up, and then come in here ready to move. Okay, so we're gonna do a one arm row today. So focusing on one arm at a time is a good way to focus and really isolate one side. When you do two-sided things, it's great, but it's good to mix it up and do it both ways. By doing a one-sided and isolating, it really requires that arm and that muscle or that side, whatever you're doing, to have to do all of the work without relying on the other side and all of the bracing that goes along with that. So I'm going to have you face your wall or your door, wherever you have your tube, and use one arm to pull straight back towards your armpit, driving your elbow towards the back of the room. So notice that I'm in a little bit of an athletic stance here. My knees are bent, my hips are back just a little, just so you're ready to move. You don't ever want to stand straight-legged and do things. So you're just ready to move. And also I want you to keep your chest towards the wall, towards the band that you're pulling. As you do that, it's actually recruiting some core muscles as well, resisting doing this twisting motion type of thing. So you're resisting that, just holding it in one spot. Your core is engaged, resisting twisting to the side. Two more, 9 and 10, good. Now we're gonna switch arms, and remember you wanna go nice and slowly with these to think about squeezing that one side of your shoulder blade towards your spine. 5, driving that elbow towards the back of the room, keeping your shoulder down away from your ears. Keep breathing. And 10, good, okay. So that's one arm rows. Now we're gonna do a one-sided, you can call, like I've called them different things in the past, butt burners or quad burners, but it's really a one-sided hold. So I'm gonna come down. Sometimes in my gym I do these on a BOSU or on a step. I'm just gonna have you do them on the floor today. So standing with your front knee bent, your back knee is straight to start, your body is kind of over that front knee, bent over just a little. So I'm not standing here, I'm kind of leaning over that front leg. And this knee is gonna stay at this angle. So we're gonna drive this knee forward and then straight back. So drive it forward. And notice I'm changing my arms, just like if I were running. My opposite arm is going forward, but you can also keep your arms forward and go like this. Either one, whichever works best for your balance and however coordinated you might be feeling. 5, so this is not changing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, so you should really be feeling that in the standing leg because your quad is having to hold that. Your glutes are firing, holding that one position. Okay, now we're going to switch legs. So we're kind of back. This one is back just on your toe, ready to go. This knee is bent, and we're going to drive that back knee forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice also that my torso it's not bent over like this. I'm staying nice and tall. I want to keep my back straight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And of course, you can do more of those. If you're really not feeling it, you can add a little elevation by doing it on a step. You can do it longer. You can slow it down or do 15 or 20 of them. So make it work for you so that you're getting that good quad contraction. Okay, next we're gonna grab a loop If you don't have a loop, you can loop your band, a TheraBand, around your ankles. But I'm gonna take this loop and put it around my ankles. So, like I said, if you don't have a loop, you can wrap a TheraBand and tie a knot in it, or you can put it around the bottom of your feet and step. We're gonna do some side stepping. So when you do side stepping, you want to make sure your feet are straight forward. So your toes are gonna stay straight forward. It's really common to, when you start stepping out to the side, for that right or your lead toe to kind of turn out to the side. And that's our body's compensating and using their stronger muscles. So our quads and our hip flexors kind of want to take over here. We want to keep them out of this game. We want to use your glutes. So really focus on keeping those toes straight forward. You want to keep your feet parallel. The other thing that you can do to really make sure this is happening is even turn your toes in slightly. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but sometimes even just thinking about turning your toes in allows your toe to stay straight. So you want to get a little bit of a distance between those ankles to start. So my feet are about hip width apart, and I'm going to take baby steps. So I'm not going to take a step and then bring both feet together like this. I want to get my feet apart and leave them apart. So again, I'm in a little bit of an athletic stance. My hips are back, my knees are bent, and I'm going to go sideways. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tiny little steps, 6, and then don't drag this back foot, 9, and 10. Now we're gonna go backwards. So shake your hips out if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a very small movement. You're not gonna go very far. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. So you should really be feeling that back here in your glutes if you're doing them correctly. If you're feeling them elsewhere, you can send me a message if you need a little help with that one. Once you get that band on, just really think about keeping your feet at that good distance, just kind of taking little baby steps and making sure you're not dragging your feet. Okay, great. Now we're gonna do a shoulder external rotation. So we just did some hip stabilization. Now we're gonna do some shoulder stabilization. And I'm gonna have you either stand, I wanna challenge your balance here. So either a staggered stance where one foot is forward and one foot is back, but they're narrow, or a tandem stance where they're completely straight in line, or you can try standing on one foot. So, hi Baloo, Baloo came to visit. Tubby's here too, so I've got all the helpers. Okay, so standing on either one foot or a narrowed base of support, then we're gonna do a shoulder external rotation. So grab that TheraBand, hold it like this, like you're holding a platter, and then grasp it. We're gonna pull it apart. Very small. It's a very small range of motion. A common mistake is to pull it way out here, but then we start using some other muscles, and I wanna really focus on your elbows right in your side and a small range of motion here. So remember, you can always make it a little easier by holding it a little further apart. You can make it harder by holding it closer together, or even by doubling up your band if you need extra resistance, but depending on what you have for a band at home. So this is working on your rotator cuff and your postural muscles. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that one too, you can do a few more if you feel like you need some more resistance or some more time on that one. Stand on your other foot on the next time through your circuit, or put your other foot in front on your next time through the circuit. And then on the last time, if you do it 3 times through, you can, even mix it up halfway through. So like 5, and then switch and do 5. So that type of thing. Okay, now we're going to use just a chair or a bench, or even your coffee table works great for this. I'm going to show you on a ball just because my bench is kind of out of the picture here. But you can also do this on a ball, of course. So you're going to sit up on the edge of your chair or your ball. or your bench or your coffee table, whatever. Kind of sit up on the edge, and I usually have my heels kind of as my anchor, either when I'm on the chair or wherever. But my heels kind of anchor, my knees are just a little bit bent. And we've done ab leans lots in the past. We're gonna do them to the side this time. So crossing your arms here, or you can put your hands here depending on where you're at. You can also put your hands behind your head if you want more resistance. A good middle ground is just crossing them across your shoulders, and then trying to keep your head and neck in line so you're not, you don't want to go back with your head, and you also don't want to crunch it forward. So keeping it all in a good alignment. So we're going to lean back just like a normal ab lean, and then I want you to come up over one side and then the other. So importantly, I'm kind of angling towards the side here, but I'm not coming all the way up. So showing you here, I'm going to come up to the side, but I'm not sitting all the way up each time. So I'm going to try 10 on each side. So I think that was 5, 6. If I come all the way up, it gives my abs a break. So I'm really trying to work hard on that core. Keep breathing. You can lean back and then just come up partway. 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Good. Okay, so if you need to give yourself a break, you can sit up for a second and then continue. But keeping it more at an angle allows that core to really stay engaged throughout that whole exercise. Okay, the last one we're going to narrow, lower down to the floor and do another hip stabilizer. So we're going to lie down on your side. So if you need a pillow to keep your head in line with the rest of your spine, or just using your arm like this works great. So I want you to bring your feet up towards your hips. Your knees are bent. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. That's important here because it's easy to lay like this with your hips and shoulders open. You want to be stacked. So everything is just nice on its side here. Now, we're going to do opposite clamshells. So you're going to lift your ankle, you're going to lift your foot and keep your knees together. So I want you to go slowly both directions. 6, 7, and then this is 1, 2. You can do more than 10 if you're feeling like, okay, I'm just really starting to get that kind of fatigue in that muscle here. We're working your TFL and your glute med, and you're working those hip muscles here. All those stabilizers that are so important. Okay, I think I just did 12. Now we're going to switch sides. Bring those feet up towards your hips. Stack your hips and shoulders so that we're not out here. We want to be right on top of each other, and then we'll lift and lower that top foot. Keeping your knees together. 5, so we'll do 12 again. Nice and slowly. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. Now to stretch those out, you can lie on your back and kind of put your foot out like this to stretch out those muscles. You could also bring your knee into your chest like this. There's a couple different good ways to bring those hips into a good stretch. And it's easy to just kind of roll on your back and do those. Okay, great. Now repeat all of these through another 1 to 2 times. You can do some cardio in between, get your heart rate up, and make sure you're getting a good full workout. All right, and then also make sure you stretch at the end to loosen all those warm muscles up and get ready for your next workout. Okay, thanks everyone. Keep moving, and I'll see you next time.